Hello everyone, and welcome to a new YouTube video of Kick-Ass Quilts, where I'm going to show you how storytelling and the magic of quilting can create a sustainable, happy life for everyone. And today I'm here with you to tell you the story of my time in Kenya. And I'm sharing that with you because my spirits told me it's the next story to tell, but also because sometimes a lot can happen to a person in life, and when you don't talk about it, it becomes a prison. But if you can talk about it and turn the negative experiences into positive ones, you can turn the trash into treasure. So today I decided to share part of my Kenyan story with you, because it will explain a lot about what I do and why I do it. And it will also maybe give you some hope and inspiration on how you can turn whatever happened in your life around and have a joyful, inspirational, connected life after all. It will give me freedom to voice these things. So because I noticed that when I say I've been to Kenya, it sounds very exotic and adventurous, and it was, truly it was. But there were also a lot of things that traumatized me and that are still pushing down on me up to this day. So I hope by sharing these experiences with you, I get the freedom to not hide anymore, and you get inspiration that no matter how hard you fall, there's always a way up. I'm holding here the magnificent beast. It's a dromedary quilt. I started in Kenya. It started as a present for my niece, but it became my own emotional support animal. And when you listen to my story, you will understand why. First, I will talk you through the timeline, thematically, in the different houses I lived. And then I will end with a conclusion about the good parts and the negative parts and how you can keep going. So keep watching, and it will start to become inspirational. And alright, I'm going to try something new with the timeline. I'm going to draw while I'm going to talk to you, because the magic of a story is also that it can help you to take a step away from things that happen, and maybe that makes it easier to tell a story. So this whole artistic approach to telling you about all the stuff that happened to me in Kenya might be exactly what I need, because it will become less hard to tell. I will divide it in 4 phases. Phase when I was still a student, phase when I returned for my then big love, third ex, in his home with the chickens, the sunny home, and the mold home. Student. And as you know, I'm a sustainable quilter, so there's stuff all over my paper, because otherwise it goes up. It's some kind of leftover I had. So, 4 phases. When I was a student, the chicken home, the mold home, and the sunny home. It started as a student. I was there for my master's. I was studying nature conservation with the Maasai together with Impact International. Studying the Maasai. And the amazing thing about that is that I really love being in nature for long. But there I realized the characteristic of myself, that I love getting to know people from a wildly different culture. That has always been part of my character, and this is why I really want to make Kick-Ass Quilts also in English and success, and why I started it in English. because I think if you I really delved into the culture as well. That's my research study method, because I studied sociology. We called it participative research. I will just write it down. That means that you basically be one of the Maasai. See? One of the Maasai. And that's why I had my love for plaited red fabrics, and also where I really got empowered in my sense of being a woman warrior, because people kept laughing at me because I have a walk like a warrior, and I felt accepted, and as a researcher, of course, because it's very different being a white woman doing research than being a Kenyan Maasai. That be said. But I made friends with them, and they took me with them during the rituals, and I got to experience part of their culture, and it was amazing. I also learned to enjoy food there, and I learned some amazing recipes. I really learned to enjoy the nature and how outstretched it can be sometimes. I also was living with a very kind family when I was there. A Kikuyu family, that are the farmer people more often, and the business people. And there I met my sister from another Mr. Florence, and we've had a very close friendship for years. Also, now the tough things happened. I love doing research and delving into new things. I wanted to start with something positive, but I also fell in love with an artist there. And I remember feeling super cool, because I was never the cool kid, but suddenly an artist seemed to like me and I liked him. I also, but it turned out that I was a bit naive, and he lied to me because he was way older than I thought and probably married. David, one of my good friends of the family where I lived, eventually told me. So that was confusion and heartbreak 1 in Kenya. Because at some point he ghosted me, and it turned out that a lot of people were making fun of me behind my back because I was a white trophy. That's the downside of being young and kind of attractive in a different culture. You become a trophy. People don't talk about that a lot, but it happens. It really happens. And if you're naive like I was, it also gives you a wrong sense of why people give you attention. Like, there are different kinds of attention. Some people give you attention because they're honestly interested in you, like my friend David and other people I met. But some people only give you attention because they want to have you as a trophy, or they want to get other benefits from you. And if the transaction is mutual, it's okay, because I, of course, also needed them for my research. But if you lie about it, it's not. So that guy lied about it and then disappeared. And I think many boisterous stories are going around me in the Manyatas in Kenya, but there's nothing I can do about it. So it's also an art of letting go and forgiving myself for being naive. I used my time in Kenya also to sow my wild oats, because I was always very scared and I wanted to not be anymore, and being somewhere else helps. So I also fell in love is maybe a big word, but I also dated a funny journalist. I really loved his Instagram post. He was always talking about news and current events, and he was very funny. I probably still is, but he's blocked everywhere, so I wouldn't know. But we actually only dated for like 4 times or something like that. We did go to bed together, and then once we had slept together, he completely turned around. In the beginning he was funny, interesting, putting effort also in seeing each other, and after that he turned completely around and disrespected me and was treating me like it was an honor for me to see him. And in that sense I discovered that being that kind of person is actually never part of my personality. I might look very sweet, but I won't. So that ended quickly. At some point, that was maybe not the smartest thing, but I started teasing him by making the same kind of jokes he would make me to make me annoyed back. And then the conversations ended, and I thought that was that. But in the end, it turned out that he is one of the few people I actually wonder if there's sociopaths around. I don't know if it's because of what happened to him in his life, but he is one of the few people I actually wonder if something can completely go wrong in your brain. Because he started sabotaging me. And when I got my third lover, the other artist, salesman, who eventually became my third ex, as Rianne says, but we've been together for like 2-3 years. He's one of my big loves, I guess. It turned out that we had a lot of challenges in our life as well, like water bills not being repaid, jobs not going through and stuff like that. It turned out the funny journalist was sabotaging us like way deeper than you would ever expect. So, that shocked me. That it's not just over, but that somebody can make it their mission to sabotage you. It's something I had to struggle for a long while, because it makes you feel very scared. But I also discovered, positive point, bad intentions often fail. Just like people with good intentions sometimes don't manage to actually execute them, people with bad intentions also often fail. Be it because they're stupid, or be it because they lose interest or something like that. It still makes you feel threatened about the world, but still bad people, bad intentions often fail. And you would never hear about it. So if somebody has a grudge against you, sometimes they don't even manage to execute it. Especially if you have like a sanity and peace on your side, because most people will drift towards sanity and helping each other if it's not too difficult. So bad intentions often fail, because people are not built to do like that. So that are the 3 loves I had. But also, one of my friends from the Netherlands visited. We had an amazing time, but what I loved most was the research with Polini. And I will actually mention his name, because this guy truly taught me what it is to do research, to really delve into a topic, and to make sure that you know everything around it. And that I also discovered from him, if you go somewhere for a few weeks and just talk to people, and you keep talking to people, observing and learning more, at some point you will discover things that they didn't even knew you had to discover. Also, during this research, I really saw what it is to be poor, because there are areas in Kenya where there's nothing. No water even, and people sometimes die because they cannot cross a river to get to food. So it really gives you a different perspective on life. And that guy, he supported me, because he was also annoyed that I didn't have good supervision for my master people. But that guy, he took me under his wings and he taught me what it is to do research. Thank you, Polini. This is the first part.